Okay, let me say this. First and foremost, man, I want to send my condolences out to Too Short and his family, man. You know, Short is a man. He's a pioneer of this shit. You know, he is one of the head motherfuckers that really allowed a nigga to get on wax and pop some game and say some shit and do some shit that generated funds. You know, just from the mouthpiece, where a motherfucker was popping it, he was getting it, and it it shook up the whole motherfucking United Ghettos of America. Nigga was selling this shit out the trunk of the car, man. And one thing about Short, when I met from the moment I met that dude, man, the moment I met Short, man, you know, the nigga was always the same. He has never changed who he is. He's approachable. You wouldn't even know that Too Short got millions of motherfucking dollars just by the way he just when you see him in the club or see him anywhere, just how approachable this dude is. This one of the realest niggas that this music game had ever seen or heard. Period. Even when the beef was jumping off, Too Short was so much of a player. This nigga going east, west, south, wherever the music at, he there. And nobody challenging his G's or could come at him in no shape, form, or fashion, anything reckless, disrespect. This nigga's always been respected on the highest level, everywhere. Real boss, real player. Represent the Bay. So when he say he the boss of the Bay, yeah, man, he is the quintessential real nigga out of the Bay that was a voice for a long time and still is. He is that. My heart go out to his family because his brother Wayne was a real nigga, man. You know, when I went to Atlanta, I went out to Short House, and I saw some real shit. I saw the nigga, he in the house. It's his mama, his brother. His mama got the master bedroom. He queened her all the way out, and I sat and I saw the family. I saw that family orientation, that real shit, that shit that I'm on, that shit that I love, that shit that I'm attracted to. I love honor and integrity. I saw this with him. I saw this in his family. See, the way a man treat his family, his friends, you know, that speaks of his character. That's when ain't nobody watching. Nobody can really see who you are, but the people that's close to you. Everybody don't get an inside look. And then for me, I call it peach, orange, orange. Whatever it is, that's what I call it. And I don't let money, fame, and none of that blind me. Because if you do that, then that means that type of shit, they can start to mistreat you or treat you a certain way. And there is none of that happening with me. I'm not going to let you mistreat me because you got a few dollars more than me. I'm not going to give you no props or give you some stripes you ain't earned because you famous. If I come to your defense or speak up for you, it's because of something that I know, I recognize, or I done witnessed it firsthand and I can speak on it. So with that said, when I hear certain shit, and I'm in this penitentiary, so I hear the real ugly truth. And it ain't, and I ain't even gonna call it the ugly truth. A lot of this shit it sounds it's so outlandish that when you first hear it, it's like, man, I know that nigga ain't did that. But that nigga did that? Nah, nigga. Don't be so quick to judge something. Give a real nigga the benefit of the doubt. When a motherfucker got a resume of honor and integrity and you hear some shit, you don't just go from that to this. Give that nigga the benefit of the doubt. You make sure you do that. And we cannot, as a people, sit back and allow the new hustle to be Your sister, your little sister, your daughter, your niece done said a famous rapper done raped her. A nigga in this industry done raped her. What the fuck? And then if you stamp on it, if you don't, if you not a motherfucker that's gonna call that out like the girl father did in the Jay-Z situation, he immediately debunked that shit. No, that didn't happen. I would have definitely remembered something like that. Yeah, that's how it go. That's the generation that I'm from. That's the game that I come from. With your mama, your daddy, your auntie, your uncle, nigga, they not rolling with you on no reckless foul shit. If you on the wrong side of it, man, the motherfucker gonna check you on that. I'ma rock with you if you on the right side of it. But you're not finna make up some shit because you feel like that's gonna get you a new car or get you a Prada bag or whatever the fuck, a Gucci bag, whatever the fuck you think or desire that you want designer. Whatever the fuck going on in your head. And then you got people that sick like that, because I know a lot of people that will fabricate. If you let them keep talking, they just keep making up shit. I know motherfuckers like that. But that shit is harmful and it's very dangerous. It's career ending. You get the right motherfucker to run with a story and it sound good enough, they'll even put it out there. They'll put that shit on TMZ, they'll put it on every newscast, and it'll just start going arms, legs, head, for you know that motherfucking story done crawled all around and it done got bigger and bigger and bigger. And what the fuck? It's a lie. It's a blatant lie, and ain't nobody gonna check it. We just gonna let that go. All the energy you put in it, then when you find out that it's not true, you stop with that energy. And these are motherfuckers who's the pantheons of rap. And when I say that, I'm talking about Short, I'm talking about Jay-Z. Listen, Puffy ain't my cup of tea. I don't like Puffy. I never did like Puff. It's something about his energy. It was something about the niggas. A lot of things that I heard and seen I didn't like. But by no stretch of the imagination do I want to see that nigga sitting in the penitentiary for some shit he didn't do. If that nigga is not a rapist and none of that, don't do that. And the reason why I use if is because y'all threw Jay up in that motherfucker, and when the girl father came out, man, that totally exonerated that nigga. Period. That should have been canned. See, justice is so, that bitch ain't blind. That bitch pick and choose who she want to fuck with. And right now they after niggas, man. Because if they don't get a conviction off of Puffy, then we know that they was with that bullshit. And I'm a nigga that I go through it. So what I want you to do, produce the evidence. Produce it. I need to see what you got. We're not going to just sit here and let these white folks get to talking about we have something, the case is strong, you know, it's overwhelming and compelling evidence. We're going to get a conviction. We're going to offer it. Look, bitch, show me the shit. We're not doing that. And when I look at what y'all did to Jay, now I'm thinking about Puppy. I'm going, do y'all really got a case on this nigga? Or is this you bluffing? You pump faking and rump shaking. You playing these games, man, with a motherfucker's reputation. We know he freaky. You done okay? If that's what you wanted to establish, we established the nigga's a freak. He's a freak, weird motherfucker for sure. But if he ain't did no sexual misconduct, man, we can't sit there and applaud that type of, or even run with that in any shape, form, and fashion. We can't be a part of that. When we take it all in and look at it for what it really is, when they attacked Jay-Z, you were attacking Beyonce. Jay-Z and Beyonce, man, that is the true essence of black love. That is the royal family of the game. And we know Jay-Z popped that shit, man. Jay-Z been popping that shit for a minute, man. And he popped it so cold, man, that he got Beyonce, man. And that is the greatest love affair of them all, man. We all look at that from every block, every street, every motherfucking city, man, city, state to state, man. From the United Ghettos of America and all around the world, man. We love that relationship. That he need to be exonerated. And the reason, there's several reasons why I say he need to be exonerated. For one, the girl father came out, spoke on that. For two, we need that nigga to not have that smut on him. Because to put smut on him is to put smut on her. And she is our queen. And for sure, she chose him as her king. And again, I love. Yeah. I got my own thing for Beyonce, but I respect Jay Gang. And I love that relationship. And I love him for her, and I love her for him. So with all that said, man, we can't let them besmirch that nigga like that. And he gave us a dose of his character because we didn't see that. He didn't know that we could see him in that elevator when Solange went up in there and performed on that nigga like that. If he had any rape type personality, man, he would have beat the fuck out of her. Because that's what them type of bitch-ass niggas do. They'll drag a bitch, man, and beat the fuck out of her. You know, and you got niggas that do that. I'm not telling you don't check the bitch. Yeah, grab her. You know, you got a constitutional right to check your bitch. Now, with that said, that's excessive and over-aggressive. What Puff did, but that don't make him a rapist. But now it got rape traits because that's what niggas who rape a bitch, they'll just beat a bitch the fuck up. Punch her in the face, do all that, ball their fist up, man. When they get like that, you don't know what the fuck this nigga do. If you rape a woman, you rape a man, you rape a man, you rape a child. And that's just how the game go, man. But when you throw Jay up in there and the father come out like that, a couple of things need to take place. First thing, everybody need to be on their ass about blowing this shit up and giving it the same energy to exonerate Jay-Z the same way they did this shit to smut this nigga name up. Or try to smut him up, because you ain't smut him up. You tried. You know, and that right there, that has to take place. With everybody tripping, man. Y'all need to be on this motherfucking Instagram, y'all need to, everybody need to be tripping about that. Because that's a big fucking deal. You don't just say no shit like that. Jay-Z raped a 13-year-old girl with Puffy. What the fuck? And you look so, see, when they do this diabolical shit, they ain't counting on a motherfucker have a real family member, real relative in their family that got, you know, that got some real integrity. That ain't gonna allow no shit like that. It gonna say something. See, they didn't count on that. And because that happened, in my humble opinion, man, Jay need to get with her father, put some money in that nigga pocket. Put some money in that nigga pocket. And the reason why you do that, you put a couple $1 million in that man's pocket, is because that was something, you know, ain't no amount of money to buy. So you can't go to the store and buy reputation. You can't put respect on layaway. Nigga, they don't sell honor, integrity. You can't buy that nowhere. That's earned. And when it's earned and it's built up, man, by no stretch of the imagination do you allow a motherfucker to try and stain that name like that. That's disrespectful. That is to be a freak nigga. To say you will commit a crime which you did. Nigga, that is the worst of the worst. And for a person to fabricate that, you don't do no shit like that. See, that's the motherfucker sending you on a stunt dummy mission when your sister say, oh, this nigga raped me, or your niece or your daughter say this nigga, and he didn't do that. You do not do no shit like that. That's the most dishonorable shit ever. To throw a motherfucker name like that. Especially motherfuckers who got the character and the conduct, and we know. Like I said, your community knows you. People know you. It ain't no secret. It's just like the motherfucker Jeffrey Dahmer. Before they caught that bitch, they knew he was killing cats and puppies. And, man, there's certain diabolical traits that you have, and you don't just start doing it when you've been doing it. So when they come and they say, you know, man, Jay did this, nah, because we saw his character. We got a glimpse of the man. We saw what type of motherfucker he is. You know, he made that look cool. He made it look cool for a bitch to beat you up. Jump on you. Fine ass bitch socking and kicking on you, trying to tear your motherfucking head off. And all you can do is be a man because you know she really can't hurt me. Nothing she can do that can hurt me up in here. Now, it's some bitches that'll kill you. Don't get this shit twisted. But I'm talking about the physical shit like that, man. She couldn't hurt that man. And no matter what, he didn't get out of character. That said a lot about that dude. My levels of respect for him went so high on that when I saw that. That was big. But at the same time, we also got to recognize these people is attacking black men with a lot of money. Niggas is living the opulent lifestyle, man. They coming for you. That's scary. That's scary. That's dangerous, man. We can't sit back and let them do that. And as a community, we got to come together, and the motherfucker got to check their people, because like I say, man, it's a sister, a cousin, a best friend that know when a bitch is lying like that, and you need to say something. Don't let her do that. When you look at this shit, the totality, if Jay-Z was foul, Roger Goodell would have benched him. Wouldn't be none of that. If that white man had any way that he could have benched that nigga, he would have did it. But the fact of the matter is, nigga, Jay ain't done no shit like that. And we all know that. We know that. They know that. But it needs to be, you know what I mean? It needs to have that energy behind it, man. You know, I don't like when they do this shit against, especially the motherfuckers who are the voice of our community, of our generation. This nigga he talking to generations. He's raising your children off of the game that he's spitting because they listening to him, and he's full of integrity. And integrity gives you longevity. So with that said, man, I'm a double park my game and I'm a fall back.